champion Wyndham Clark here into the media center. Wyndham, you set the course record at Pebble Beach Golf Links with a 12 under 60 in the third round en route to winning. You've played Pebble yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit about the course and how it played for you?
It's a lot firmer than last year. It's in amazing shape. Last year we had tons of rain leading up to it and during the week, until it kind of played its traditional, very soft and slow and bumpy. In these last couple of days that we've been practicing here, the ball's bouncing quite a bit. The greens are a lot faster. It's firmer. So if the weather stays like this, I actually think it'll be tougher this year. I think the scores won't maybe be as low. So.
And just a couple of months ago, you had a great opportunity to play with your dad and your brother. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, it was really, really neat. So my first time coming back after winning was for my dad's 70th birthday. Brought 10 of his best friends and my brother and myself, and we kind of had a, 70th birthday boondoggle here. We got to play Cypress, Pebble, and Spyglass. So it was a pretty epic 70th birthday, and it was really special for my brother and I. My dad had open heart surgery 6 months prior to that. So this was kind of like his first time to really play golf, and we didn't know if he'd be able to do it, but he was really adamant about it, and so it was really special for us.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone.
I wanted to start with a little bit of a TGL question, only from the standpoint of have you been to or are you going to a Warriors game as a member of the Bay Golf Club?
Yeah, we were trying to go this week, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but I think that would be the right thing to do. And we honestly were supposed to go today, or was it Monday? I forget whenever the game was, but we were going to go up there. Lud, Minwoo, and Shane and I were going to go up there, wear some Warriors jersey and Bay Golf Club swag, and go watch it. So, yeah, I want to. I've never been to a Warriors game in San Fran, so I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Slightly different TGL question, but how would you assess, where it's at? How has the reaction been, whether internally from other players or just externally from what you've heard from other people talking about it?
I've got a lot of mixed reviews. I think a lot of good ones. Obviously, those numbers the first 2 weeks were amazing. And then, a little drop in week 3. And then, I hadn't watched it a ton. I've just been busy on the Monday or Tuesday nights, so I haven't been able to watch it. But I tuned into this this Monday night. I got an update on my phone and saw the last 2 holes in the playoff. I thought it was pretty fun. So as a player that's played in it, I think it's a blast. And then as a player watching it was pretty fun as well. So I think it's a really cool concept. I selfishly think it's so much fun. Shane and I talked about that a ton. Just it's really fun to play. And if other people got to play it, they'd really understand how quick and fun and light-hearted it is. With that, it's something new. We just created, they created it, and we're starting it. We're on the forefront of it. So there's going to be some ups and downs and things we got to learn. But I think it's a really cool concept that I really hope takes off.
Given that you said it's kind of light and fun, how do you balance keeping it that way, but also trying to make it competitive and have it be appealing from that standpoint as well?
Well, I think the good thing is I don't think you have to worry about PGA Tour players not being competitive. They want us to be more lighthearted and entertaining than what we're used to. So I think our kind of standard way of life is to be cold hard killers inside the ropes and try to win and do everything and be super competitive. So for us, it's going to be hard to rein back that and try to be more lighthearted. So they're pushing us to be even more and more relaxed and have good banter and just enjoy it.
Go to James right here.
Sorry, I should come from you. Is it hard to be actively thinking about being interesting while you're competing?
You're talking about TGL?
Well, TGL or on the PGA Tour, really.
Okay, so for TGL, I think the fun thing for me is I treat it more of just when I'm at home playing with my buddies at Wisp Rock, where I'm going to talk trash when there's time to talk trash. I'm going to enjoy things. I might say something that I feel like I put my foot in my mouth. I might say something funny. I might hit great shots, I might hit bad shots, and I'm just going to enjoy and laugh and say, man, that was really fun. When you come out here, you know, for me, that actually could be a good way for me to be out here as well. But you know, really, when we get inside the ropes on the PGA Tour, I'm really focused on just trying to shoot the lowest score as possible. Because they can't hear us talk, you're not as much trying to be entertaining in that way. You're trying to be entertaining with your golf shots.
Do you think that that is maybe kind of evidence for why this TGL thing has been somewhat successful, is the fact that it's getting you to behave in a slightly different way?
There's some of that. You know, I mean, TGL is really, if you think about it, it's probably the only sport that players are mic'd while they're playing. And that's unique to anything else. And, you know, I don't know if that'll ever get into professional golf or other sports, but it is probably a pretty interesting case study for other sports to say, well, maybe we should do this. But yeah, you know, I don't know on that part. It's kind of above my pay grade. I've enjoyed being part of TGL. I love being on the PGA Tour, and whatever people decide, I'm just going to go about my way and continue to play golf and be Wyndham Clark.
Right here, Doug.
Major League Baseball a couple years ago went to bigger bases, pitch clock, all these different changes. What Jay said last year, everything's on the table. What can golf do?
There's a few things. I think, if I'm being honest, I think the way people view golf on TV, I think needs to be adjusted. I think every sport, including baseball is a great example, has adjusted with the times, and I feel like golf has stayed in its same lane for a long time. And so it'd be awesome if they showed more golf shots, if maybe they showed awesome recaps and put them on YouTube after, like Good does. If they maybe had in-game interviews, maybe if we were mic'd up and you could hear the caddy interactions. I mean, there's just a lot of things. Maybe if there was a shot clock. You know, the crazy thing about TGL is 40 seconds actually is a long time in TGL. I mean, there's multiple times when I get my club and I'm looking at the monitor on TGL of how far I need to hit it. I'm taking my time, setting up the screen how I want. Feels like it's been forever. It's only been 15 seconds. Then I get to my ball, and then I look and I go, man, I still have 20-some seconds left. That's a lot of time to hit a golf shot. So it's amazing how 40 seconds is a long time. So I wouldn't be opposed to a shot clock. I'm a fast player. But I would love if the tour did forward thinking instead of some reactive thinking and said, you know what, let's try to be the best we can in the next 10, 20 years, and let's do something unique and new and try to really bring that fan engagement back to professional golf.
Tiger made history, obviously, as the first shot clock violation in TGA because he said he couldn't get his heart rate down in time for the putt. Have you ever had that problem?
Well, I will say when that heart rate thing goes, it kind of makes your heart go a little bit. I had a couple times when we had a tough putt and we're all reading it, and the next thing you know, you hear the heartbeat and you're like, man, is that mine or is that the fake heartbeat? So I understand his dilemma there, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's fitting. He's an older man now. You know, he's moving a little slower. Maybe that shot clock's a little tough for him.
We'll go right back to Alex.
Wyndham, I know that what you're suggesting to show more golf shots and do more things on television, the problem is that somehow the networks have to pay for the rights fee that they're giving to the tour, and that number has not gone down. It's only gone up, as well as the amount of advertising and the broadcasts have gone up as well. So would you be willing to suggest maybe that there has to be some kind of compromise in regards to how much they're paying in rights fees so that you can show more shots, in turn not as much advertising?
I mean, that's a great question. Like I said, I am a golfer. I don't know all of those, you know, I don't know all the numbers, and that's something that I wish maybe there was some transparency on why we have our broadcasts that way and what we could do that would make it better. I don't have an answer for you on that. That's obviously what the PAC and the people that are making the decisions, they're the ones that are going to do that. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to sit down and see it and then understand it better. I just am looking at it from people that talk to me that are my friends that love and consume golf, people that are not really into golf saying, I'd never get into it because of X, Y, and Z. And then when I watch it, what I see. So I'm just coming at it from that standpoint. I don't know all the numbers. So, yeah, I'd love to look at it, and I'd love to figure out what the how to solve it. And if that's some people giving up some things, if that's the players giving up some, if that's the tour, if that's the broadcast, if we all come together and collectively say, what's the best thing for golf? And I think people are at that point with all of this saying, what's the best thing for golf? How do we continue to make the sport we love the best and the broadcast the best? And that's ultimately what I want.
Wyndham, have you had a chance to go back and watch that 60 from last year?
It's one of the few things I've actually have watched. I still haven't watched me play at LACC or my first win at Quail Hollow, but I've watched that 60. I think that's a great highlight reel where you get into the zone and everyone talks about that, and that's something that I hope I get into each week. And I remember those feelings. I started out that day pretty ho-hum, made a nice eagle on 2 and birdie on 4, and then I make that long eagle putt on 6, and you're like, okay, this is kind of seems like it's going my way, and then I make the putt on 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13. I mean, all these holes, and you're like, holy smokes. And it's amazing how I can watch that, and then I start reliving those feelings. And if you're talking about sports psychology and mental stuff, you want to try to relive those feelings as much as possible and live in that space so that it sometimes becomes a reality when you play.
Why haven't you watched L.A.? I mean, that was
yeah, I know.
special.
It is special. I don't know. I probably because I'd cry like a little baby. So Pebble was such a awesome, awe-inspiring. Doesn't necessarily bring the emotions of tears versus, L.A. brings a lot of emotions of my mom and just the week and everything that happened. But I should watch it. Yeah, I agree with you. I should watch it.
Back here to MK.
Hey, Wyndham, last year you said that your caddy was from San Jose, and you said that his one tournament he really wanted you to win was here. When you returned to the property, what was that moment like for you and your caddy? And then on top of that, where does the 60 rank in terms of your golf career accomplishments?
So I returned with my dad, which was really special. My dad hadn't been here in a long time. I think he came maybe 20-some years ago. And it was to celebrate him and his life, just coming off of open heart surgery, which is obviously very scary. And that was a really amazing moment. We had great dinners. I was there with my brother and all of his friends. And so for us, that was really cool. And all his friends that have kind of watched my career, they went and took the pictures of the plaque, showed me. We all walked and looked at it. We kind of relived it. Everyone that was here that week that saw us came up and wanted an autograph or pictures, and so it was a really cool moment for me. And then as far as my caddy, he hasn't been back since last year, and it was really cool. He was like a little kid in a candy store. He was taking pictures of everything, and he even said, he goes, I used to walk by this plaque all the time, wanted to be up there. What's really cool is you're up there because I'm part of you and our team, and so it's really special. This place for him is honestly, it's his favorite place in the world. He grew up very close. He said he's played it close to 100 times. He's won junior tournaments here. He played in the AT&T. I played in the U.S. Open here and just never quite broke through to get to that level that, I'm at here on the PGA Tour. And so for him to be a part of it is really special. And for me, as a friend, it was awesome to give him that gift. So that's really neat. And then what was your last?
It's just where did the 60 rank in terms of your accomplishments, and when did it hit you that you had the course record?
Yeah, I was just talking about it on a radio show that, outside of probably Augusta and St. Andrews, honestly, I'd even put this place ahead of that. This is kind of one of the most iconic places, kind of the home of golf in the U.S., in my opinion. It's my favorite place in the world. So for me, it's maybe number 2 behind my U.S. Open. I just hope it lasts. I hope it's not a 12-month course record. And if it is broken, I hope it's me, not someone else. But yeah.
We'll take just a few more. We'll go right here.
Wyndham, what's the biggest adjustment you had to make from playing college golf at Oregon to professional golf on the PGA Tour?
Great question. You know, I think the biggest thing is one, not changing stuff. If you in college golf make it to professional golf, a lot of golfers think you have to change things and you have to become professional and, oh, I'm going to start doing what this guy does and this guy does. Well, you got to the PGA Tour doing what made you successful, so continue to do that. The second thing is getting used to playing in front of fans, getting used to this stuff, and not only getting used to being able to be comfortable in that setting, but not letting it affect your expectations or anything that gets you inside the ropes. And then, you know, I'd say the last thing is the mental side. I think, you know, you're very talented to play in college, and usually talent can take you that far, but to get to the next level, you look at any of the best athletes, it's usually the guys that are mentally the toughest and best that really make it to that top level.
We'll go last question right here.
Hi. You talked about just mental preparation. I'm just curious, as being the defending champion for this week, what mentally do you do to prepare yourself, having won last year, but now you're a defending champion and the course is a little bit different? What do you do mentally to prepare yourself for this week to hopefully win again?
Great question. You know, this is now my third chance to defend a tournament, as they say, and I hadn't done well in my first two tries. You know, I think, like I said, there's different. You know, going from college to professional, there's a jump, and then being professional to now being one of the top players and handling those expectations is difficult, and I'm just learning how to do that. You know, this week my whole thing is just to enjoy it. You know, I think the first two I might have said that, but I was so focused on so many other things that wasn't really important, and I ultimately didn't play good golf. So, you know, this is a special place for me, and the biggest thing is I always come here and I love being here. I enjoy the feeling it gives me. I love looking out and seeing the beauty. And I think in previous times when I've tried to defend, I lose that. And so my biggest goal this week is to be present and look how beautiful Pebble Beach is. I did something amazing last year. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it this year, but hey, just enjoy the moment and hopefully I play great golf. And if I don't, it's okay. It's just 1 week. I got a couple more weeks to go. So
Great. Thanks so much, Wyndham. Good luck this week.
thanks.